Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Marvel Snap content. We have only 3 days and a couple hours left of the season for the Strife season, or the X-Men End of Days season, before we move into Daredevil season. So what we're going to do is talk about the new stuff that's coming into the Daredevil season. Keep in mind that there will be more OTAs coming. They're kind of pushing up some OTAs, which is kind of interesting, so that could change a lot. But like, just based off the recent OTA, we can talk about like if my stance on these cards have changed, because like the meta has fluctuated quite a bit, and I guess it'd be interesting to talk about it, or kind of interesting to talk about the cards that are coming. So we know that the Battle Pass card is going to be Daredevil. No shocker there. Daredevil is a interesting card. He's a 2/3 that on reveal shuffles 3 demons when you draw a card with 6 or more power plus 2 power. So the idea here is that you want to probably build your deck that has like Luna Snow in it. Luna Snow would work with them. You could probably like make a rock deck with this guy, with how Ozymandias works with like debris. Like, you could probably like get kind of cheeky with it. I was kind of interested to see if he could work in bounce, just for the funny, just like shuffling demons into your deck, pulling demons, and just playing 1-cost demons as bouncing. Probably more troll than actually practical. I am interested to see what people do with this card, because in my mind, like, this is a interesting card, but is it really practical when it comes to play? I don't know. I feel like you're adding more things into your deck that are, you know, good value. Of course, 1/6 is a good value card, but like, there's gotta be a strategy behind this, right? Obviously, I'm getting the season pass. I'm a content creator. It is what it is. It comes with the turf. When it comes to what I rate this guy, I guess I can rate this guy since everyone else does ratings. I'm gonna say 2 out of 5. I feel like he's going to be a little bit clunky. I don't know if he's going to be like on the level of like Weapon X. Weapon X is weird because like if you draw him too late, he just doesn't, you know, he's not an ongoing card, so it doesn't really matter how much you destroy. This is an on-reveal card, so it's not an ongoing card either, so it doesn't matter how much you draw. Man, if you get him early in your hand and you play him on turn 2, he can probably get pretty decent, right? Because you only have so many draws, and like you're gonna have to build a weight. You have to build a deck that has the ability to draw, like with Adam Warlock too, probably. That way you can actually get through your deck. Nico would probably be solid with them as well, because Nico, you can destroy card, draw 2. I am interested, because like you have to, if you're gonna play Daredevil, you need at least a good chunk of your deck to be at least 6 power or higher. So it's gonna be very interesting to see the blend of decks coming from Daredevil. So he could be better than 2 out of 5, but I think he'll be a 2 out of 5 at the start. I think he'll probably end up getting like a buff. He'll probably go to a 2/4 maybe. We'll see. Maybe he's cracked. Maybe I'm wrong. But I just, man, shuffling 3 things into your deck is just gonna make it really clunky. We have the Season Pass, a premium card, which is going to be Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk. He's a 5/9. His description is cost 3 if you have the highest power among cards in play. So he's technically a 3/9. From a basic point of like perspective, he's not really doing anything. He's just a stat stick. I will say he's safe from, you know, like Shang-Chi, which is nice, so he can't get blown up. Damn, like, it's hard, bro. I don't like this card. I'm not gonna lie. I think this card is kind of kind of whatever. He's a 5/9. Best case he's a 3/9, but he doesn't do anything. Muse, which we'll get to, is a 3/12. A 3/12. He's a 5/9. So Fisk. I mean, 3/9's got some value, I guess, but so does 3/12. So I don't know. Like, I think Fisk is on the weaker side as well. I'm gonna give him like a 2 out of 5. Just not feeling the Season Pass this time around, which is crazy, because I do think Daredevil is going to be really cool. I just don't think Wilson Fisk is going to be worth running. Honestly, I don't. We have Karen Page as the first character to drop, I think, as a Series 5 whenever we get the new cards. So what Karen Page is a 4/5. Honestly, if she was a 4/6, she would have actually worked with Daredevil, which would have been nice. But she doesn't even work with Daredevil, so like, what the heck? On reveal, give one of your 1, 2, and 3 cost characters +2 power each. She's in this weird archetype where, like, one, her issue is that she's a 4 cost, and she sounds like she wants to be a 3 cost, especially since she's a 5 power. I think a 3/5 would have been a lot more appealing for this, this card, or a 4/6 would have been a lot more appealing for this. 4/5 is a little bit of a weird spot, especially since she's only giving one of your 1s, 2s, and 3 cost cards +2 power, which is a nice set of power. 6 power. I don't know. Man, this season's gonna be kind of rough at the start. I don't think she's bad. I don't think she's necessary. I'm gonna say, stop me if you heard this one before. 2 out of 5. Bruh, a 4-drop doing very little is just doing very little. I don't know. This doesn't really appeal to me personally. Like, 4-drops are kind of important, and they need to have like an actual impact in the game that's going to like change the way the game plays. She's just giving you 6 power. There are better cards that can do what she's doing that are 4-drops that are going to give you a lot more value than just, a little extra power. So maybe she's okay. Maybe she's a 3 out of 5, but like, not at a 4 cost. Not at a 4 cost. I don't think so. Punisher. War Machine, this one's interesting, but I also feel like they kind of missed the spot with his power. A 2/2 that's giving you 1 max energy as an objective that you have to win. Man, I don't. So he has a lot of potential. He does. This card's got a lot of potential. I think out of all the cards coming in this season, this one's one that I'm looking forward to the most. But I'm also skeptical about it because you have to win the location to even start getting the energy. So that means you really have to think about like, okay, I'm gonna play this guy where he has to go for one, which has got to be on an empty location. So like, you better hope you don't open the game and squirrels flop out, right? Like, that's one of his drawbacks. Squirrels. Stupid Central Park, man. When you draw, when drawn, mark one of your MP locations objective, win that location +1 max energy. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. There's a lot of problems with this, though. One, you want to draw. Here's the theme that I'm seeing with this Daredevil stuff is that you want them early in your hands. That way you can actually play them and do their effects. You want Daredevil early, 100%. You're gonna want Punisher War Machine as early as possible, 100%. But then not only do you want War Machine early, you want them on a location that's actually going to help you win the location, not on something that's like, oh, yeah, that's an empty location, but you can't even play the card there because A, it's getting destroyed, B, it's getting sent back to your hand. Like, there could be so many locations that just say, nah, I'm good, fam, nah. And that's how I imagine this card's gonna, play out most times. Like, at least 60% in your games, probably, when you play this guy, that location is going to be cheeks. And you're going to have to magic it or something to actually be playable on it. And it's going to be like, oh my goodness, what a headache. So, I think he's going to be okay, but bruh, those locations are going to make really tilt people when they play this card. That's the biggest thing that I can see the issues when I think Punisher War Machine problems. Locations are going to troll you and it's going to make you go crazy. So for me, I'm rating him 3 out of 5 because even though I think he's cool, even though the energy is going to be really nice, the locations, there's too many drawbacks of bad locations that can just completely cook your strategy with this guy. So many bad locations. And that's what kills this guy. Because one, it's going to be empty. 2, you need to make sure the location isn't trolling you and you're able to play on it. And 3, you have to win the location. That's a lot of hoops. That's a lot of 33% you got to jump through to actually get this to even work. One of my issues with him is that he's a 2/2. With all those drawbacks of positive, of locations that can completely cook your strategy, He should have been like a 2-5 or 2-4. Something, man, so he can win location on his own if you have to, because he's not winning any location on his own. And if it's like, oh yeah, you can only have one card here, brother's gonna last like a whole turn and get cooked. So no, this is like a 3 out of 5, unfortunately. And he's like a really cool card, but unfortunately I just like this Daredevil season, man. Yeah. Akari. This is a very high power card when it comes to stats. He's a 4/12, but you cannot play him unless you're playing some type of affliction. So you can only play this where an enemy is afflicted with negative power. Now, this isn't going to be a problem for like affliction type decks. Phantom X can afflict. You have your normal affliction decks. You have your high evo decks. You know, you're gonna have whatever decks it is that use affliction. It's really easy to slot, you know, this into those decks. Now, the issue occurs when, one, you don't have him soon enough, and two, they play Luke Cage. I do think you can cheat him out, though. I'd imagine, like, Dragon Lord can, like, cheat him out, potentially. Like, 4/12 is great stats, by the way. That is great stats. The hoops that you have to jump through to get him out there, it doesn't sound that bad on paper, but I feel like Luke Cage is going to be like the one thing at the early season when he releases going to like really prevent you guys from like playing this. If you can get around Luke Cage, he'll be a nice slot in. I think it'll be nice. Just careful of Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi's going to slap the crap out of this guy. 4/12, yeah, he's cooked by Shang-Chi. Bro is getting fisted in an unpolite way. But he has got great stats. This is actually one of the cards this season that has good stats, like really good stats. 4/12, that's good stats. The loophole is a little hard to get through. Assuming they don't have a Luke Cage, you'll be, and you're using affliction. Awesome, but we'll see. This one's got a big old question mark. I'm gonna rate this one 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Muse. I think this is this season's MVP. Just because it is the one that has the most potential to be usable in a popular deck. Destroy. Weapon X might actually be usable after this guy releases. Not because Weapon X is good, because you can have Weapon X in a location and this guy in another location, and you can kind of build them up together. I do think Weapon X is going to be generally a bigger card, but Muse is an easier one to use. So Muse is a 3/3 ongoing +3 power for each location where one of your cards has been destroyed. 3 locations, 3 cards. That's extra 9 power on top of his 3. So he's a 3/12. That's a real value card right there. And it's not too bad to actually do that for like a Weapon X destruction deck. Your typical normal basic destruction decks may be a little bit more trickier. Deadpool won't be that bad because you can just destroy Deadpool in every location for this guy. I think the easiest way to activate this guy is like Debris and like Squirrel Girl. Pretty good. You could probably run more X of them if you have 2 of him. Like, it's gonna be really nice. He reminds me of like a Wild Child, just 1 cost higher and extra power, which is kind of nice. So I like this type of card. This is a card that hits the right spot for like someone like me. I like cards that are scalers. I like cards that scale. Start small, scale up. Those are really cool cards, as long as the condition isn't too bad. In this case, for his home, it shouldn't be that bad. Killmonger is going to be his like best friend, because like, once again, you're going to want to run like Squirrel Girl. You're going to run like Debris, Weapon X, Carnage, Venom. Nimrod might be pretty decent with him, actually, because like you could just hit Omega your Nimrod and then like eat the other Nimrod at another location and then destroy the other Nimrod as well. Like, he could probably run pretty decently Nimrod's decks. We'll see, but I do think he'll be like at home with Weapon X. This guy's getting a 4. No, I'm gonna give him a 5 for this season. This is my go-to card. This is the 5 out of 5 when it comes to the best card this season. I think he's easily the best card this season. His design is simple. His standards are really easy for his decks. We know where he's going, and he's just a 3/12. Therefore, if he gets destroyed, you don't really care, because it's gonna just fill your null. Let them feel here null. We do not care. That's 12 extra power for null if they even try to destroy it. Shit, even Venom would eat that and be happy with it. So, like, he's a good card. He's a really good card. Very little downside. He's an ongoing, so you have to be careful, like, things that can cancel ongoing. Also, can we talk about, like, how good this art is? Holy crap. Anyway, yeah, this is my season 5 out of 5. Like, if I were to pick a 5 out of 5 card, this is that card. Unfortunately, I don't really care for the destroy, like, deck as much as I used to. I do like Weapon X, but, like, this might maybe go back to that, like, archetype and tinker around with it, you know? Really cool card. Very cool card. She just released. We have Lady Bullseye. This one is interesting. I don't like this card, but not because she's bad. I think this card's going to be really annoying. That's the issue. This card's going to be really annoying. So she's a 2/2 description on reveal. Afflict an enemy card with -2 power. Repeat on a different enemy for each of your unspent energy. High evolutionary. Loves this. Wong Mystique. Probably going to have some experimental play with this. Affliction decks might have use for this if you have like a magic in your deck. You want to go turn 7. Slap her down on turn 7. Just let her cook. You play her down and let her cook the remaining of your energy. That's a lot. That's a lot of affliction. Especially if, like, ooh, next season with her is going to be so annoying. Affliction is getting kind of some nice buffs. The downfall of Affliction is Luke Cage exists, so you need a way to cancel out the Luke Cage. Once you cancel out the Luke Cage, Affliction is super solid. It really is annoying to go against. And it can be really punishing to go into if you don't scale. And if you do scale, you could accidentally scale in reverse because, like, you're getting afflicted so much. She's really good. She's going to be a very popular card for, like, those players that like Wong Mystique, High Evolutionary. Star-Lord still does energy stuff. You could probably abuse her. Like, imagine slapping her down on that Star-Lord turn when you have like 15 energy and she's just sniping your stuff the whole time. Oh my goodness, this card's going to be actually annoying. So annoying. 4 out of 5. Well, 2/2. I mean, she has the value there. She really does. If you do the energy build, there's some value in this card. She's a 2/2 with at least like a -2, right? So she's technically a 2/4. But if you talk about value and like energy, like if you're using the build properly, she could literally be like a 210, 215. Like, she could go high, man. Her target's gonna be a little random, but that's okay. I am interested to see if she works with Bullseye. Like, if there's a world where you can do like a energy discard deck with Bullseye, that would be kind of interesting. She's an interesting card. I think 3 to 5, 3 or 4 out of 5, somewhere around there. I think she's gonna be really annoying, like really annoying, to where she might be a problematic card. Stick. I'm still not sold on Stick, but like, there's reasons for it. He's a 4/3, right? And he gives power to your cards equal to his power. This is just a very popular style of card. It is. Maverick's the set example here. Very popular style of card. Him being a 4/3, I think, is a interesting cost gap, because a lot of your 4 costs, well, I guess in this style of deck, for example, it wouldn't matter too much because your 4 drops like, what, Wolverine Horseman of War at the moment? Or like your Scarlet Spider, probably, if you're running that style deck. But like, if he's your 4 drop, right, you're gonna want to slap as much power on him as possible with like the Shall Out tactic, if that's still a thing, to really boost him up. And when it comes to balance, this is the one card that there's going to be experimental people that break this card 100%. This card's going to be a problem. Probably. Most likely a problem. Because people are going to be like, oh, wait. It's just another one of those booster cards where we just ramp this bitch up and give it to someone. Yeah. Yeah. What I will say, though, it is an on reveal. You could Zolo it, but that'd be stupid pointless, by the way. his flaw is that you need to play him like a Shuri. And I think Shuri's just better in this case. Because of Shuri, you're doubling whatever you're playing's power. And she's a 4-drop, so your 5 and 6 cost would get doubled the power. With him, he is a 4 cost as well. That means your 5 or 6 cost, whatever it is you're dropping, also is going to get a nice stack of power. Probably. If he's the one that lands on Agony, that's, 2 extra power, makes him a 4-5. The ways to give him power is a little awkward because you need to do it before he's on the field. Playing him on a Shuri only makes him a 6, so I don't really think there's value in that. I am interested how players are going to get around the gimmick of like his on reveal, because his on reveal is going to give the next card you play the power. So I don't know how the ways you work around that to make it really broken, but I feel like someone's going to figure out a way to make Stick absolutely stupid. Probably. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I really don't want this guy to be broken. Like, the Maverick thing is kind of cool and all, but like, man, we'll see. We'll see. Whenever these cards come out, and like they're the ramp style cards, they're always a little sketchy, and they're either really busted or they're Wolverine. So we'll see. I'm gonna rate this one at a safe 3 out of 5, potentially higher. Depends what genius out there wants to make this actually broken and discovers a way to make this actually broken, which there's going to be someone that's like, bruh, Stick is OP. Check this combo out. And then it gets nerfed like a month later. But yeah, there you guys go. That is the season in a nutshell. It's a solid season. I'm a little harsh on these cards due to like how they're like designed to play. I don't think they're bad cards. I think they are safe. They're very safe cards. Wilson Fisk is the one that just doesn't impress me at all. He's a 5/9 with the potential of being a 3/9. The issue I have with that is, bruh, 3/12. To be fair, Fisk is safe from Shang-Chi, but like, if that's the case, just make him a 1/9 or a 2/9. Being a 3 cost doesn't impress me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It's nice stats, but it doesn't impress me. I'm just a little hard to impress at times, and is what it is. Like, I see 5/9, I'm just like, ooh. Your effect, please? Oh, you don't have one. So yeah. Yeah. Solid season. Probably going to be better than the season we just had. The season we just had was kind of like, yeah, not great. In fact, we can talk about the season. I only bought one of the cards, by the way. Wolverine, Horseman of War. 3 out of 5, just joking. He might be 3 out of 5 now. Archangel, after buff. 3 out of 5. Storm is like the only 4 out of 5. And then Polaris is also probably like a 4 out of 5. Maybe 3 out of 5. There was no card that came out this season that was a banger. It's the same for last season, actually. There weren't any cards that really came out that were like, oh, damn. Muskets. They're all niche. They're all very niche and very, like, deck-chosen styled cards. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just bad when they're not great. I think Storm was, like, the best one, potentially. It's between Polaris and Storm. We know all about Polaris. She's just an easy 2-cost card that, can pull something out of your hand, potentially at high value. Storm just gives you that little extra energy, or not energy, a little extra power in your hand and in that location. Everything else, no one really cares about. Like, unfortunately, that's still not impressive to me. This one is interesting, though. I am more interested in Wolverine after the OTA changes. I think Wolverine got a little better after the OTA changes because they nerfed the Shallow problem. So this actually has a little bit of value now, probably, I hope. Also, he pairs of Stick. Maybe. Pairs of Stick. If he gives them the power, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. These seasons have been a little bit lackluster. But that being said, buffs are in the buffs are always a potential thing they do, right? They could 4-6 the Karen. They could 5-9, 5-10 the Wilson Fisk. I think Daredevil is going to be a card that's just a tricky one to balance because he's going to be probably really good off your initial hand grab. If he's in your hand, you can place him turn 2. I think he'll be really good. If he's in the back of your deck, he's just going to be bad. Punisher is going to be location based. I don't know what they can do to change him or fix him. If you just have a bad location, he's going to be a bad card. If you have a good location, he's going to be a good card. Ikari, 4-12 affliction based, safe option for affliction decks as long as they don't have a Luke Cage canceling you. Muse is just the safest, best option. It just is when it comes to value. 3-12, easy conditions for a destroy player. Super easy conditions. Bullseye, the most cheesable card this season, or this coming up season. I think this is going to be the card that gives the most problems to players because of the ways that you can boost your energy to make her just throw stuff at you and afflict your whole field with -2s. And then Stick is a question mark. I think someone's going to figure this guy out, but I'm just not really sure how, with how he's restricted with on reveals. Makes it a little interesting. We'll see. So yeah, overall, interesting season. Looking forward to it. And yeah, let me know in the comments below which card you're looking forward to the most. I think my MVP of choice is probably Muse by like a large margin. I think it's the best card of the season, just because of how simple and how much stats you're getting out of this. Really easily. They love destroy. It is what it is. Second dinner is like, destroy? Sure. Buff. We're like, okay, sure, why not? We'll take it. So yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace.